Broadcasting live to the world, the Kart Racing Network. The first final to be raced will be the juniors. They're down on the grid now. And with that excellent music accompanying their entry of the karts on the trolleys, let's have a look how they're going to line up. It's an 18-lap race for the junior final. They're all driving Birel chassis. And on pole position from Japan will be Tadasuke Makino. Joining Tadasuke Makino on the front row is Joseph Mawson of Australia. Well in shot now on screen on Kart Racing Network, Ukyo Sasahara had to give second best to his Japanese compatriot Tadasuke Makino in the pre-final, also beaten by Joseph Mawson. Just explained to you that when Ukyo Sasahara won his world title, he started from the inside of row 2. Think about it. Kart number 134 is Aston Hare in shot. You see the Birel motif. We're all driving Birels in this. Our thanks to Birel for supplying the chassis in the junior competition. 134 is Aston Hare on the outside of the second row. Big thank you to all of you tuned in online. We do appreciate you tuning in online. www.kartracingnetwork.com. On behalf of the Bin Shaden family, the brothers that own this circuit, a very warm welcome to all of you here to Allain Raceway, those of you in person, and a warm welcome to those of you tuned in online. This is Allain Raceway, the international kart circuit of the United Arab Emirates. Are we third time lucky? Do we get away this time at the third time of asking? Makino on the inside, Mawson on the outside. Well, that looks a lot cleaner, and Makino jumps into the lead from Sasahara. Mawson having to work his way over from the outside of the front row, but towards the middle and 2/3 the way back. A couple of drivers going out, but they're the two Japanese drivers, 1 and 2 at the moment. And Ukyo Sasahara immediately getting... Oh, and that's a nasty incident, and one of our Japanese guys has gone out. And I think that is, well, I always hesitate when I say I think. Wait until I know for sure. It is Takino. It is Tadasuke Makino, the pole sitter, who found himself being driven into from behind. And really and truly, that is a very sad start to our junior final. Not just for Tadasuke Makino, but for the quality of the race as a whole. And no doubt that's something that the stewards will be looking at a little bit later on. Ukyo Sasahara leads from Joseph Mawson. And here's the pictures. We have Ukyo Sasahara coming. Oh, and that looks horrible. It could have been so much worse as well. We could have had... well, serious injury for one, if not both of those drivers. And our slow motion replays on Kart Racing Network show us so much of the close action. That was one that was ugly, but hey, we've got a new race leader. This looks like Joseph Mawson jumping in front of Ukyo Sasahara. Nathan Harrison, I think it was, in third place. Those front three just pulling away a little bit. Let me check out that is Nathan Harrison Well, no, it isn't. Currently, it's not. I think that Alex Granette might be the driver that's there, but we'll wait and see when we know for sure. Well, the drivers that went out in that incident were Tadasuke Makino of Japan and Aston Hare of South Africa. Absolute disaster for both Tadasuke Makino and Aston Hare, and well, these things happen in racing, but what a shame right at the start of a junior final on Rotax Grand Finals afternoon. Ukyo Sasahara leads from Nathan Harrison. He's wriggled his way past Joseph Mawson. Pierce Lehane of Australia's in 4th place, and it's the world champion in 5th place. So the 2009 champion leads, and the 2010 champion is in 5th place of those front 5. Joseph Mawson trying to get past Nathan Harrison, but at the moment Nathan Harrison holding him clear. Ukyo Sasahara with a tiny little margin in front. Joseph Mawson running 3rd. Pierce Lehane making it Australia in 3rd and 4th places. And Jordi van Moorsel in 5th place at the moment. This is a 18-lap race, so there's a long time for things to unfold. Ukyo Sasahara leads as we come onto the home straight, and we should be completing the 3rd lap as we come under the bridge. There is the Rotax Max Challenge bridge, over the ridge immediately beyond the bridge. Ukyo Sasahara pulling a little bit away from Nathan Harrison. Nathan Harrison and Ukyo Sasahara have raced each other all season long in the Rotax Euro Challenge, promoted by RGMMC, and they were the 1 and 2 in that competition for virtually all of the season. Ukyo Sasahara getting actually maximum points in the first 3 races. First 3 rounds, perhaps I should say, because she scored points in the pre-finals and finals in that particular series. Here, it's winner take all. And I'm afraid in the case of Tadasuke Makino and Aston Hare, it was loser losing all. And here's our move, and that's an excellent move into 2nd place by Joseph Mawson. Joseph Mawson of Australia going past Nathan Harrison, and now Joseph Mawson will be setting off in pursuit of Ukyo Sasahara. This is the start of lap 4. Excuse me, this is the end of lap 4, start of lap 5. Well in shot, Ukyo Sasahara, followed by Joseph Mawson. Let's have a look at this move again. Nathan Harrison gets his head down, well over to the right of the circuit, but Mawson has made his move to the middle of the track early on, and when Harrison finds that he wants to hug the curb, he can't because there's the Australian in there. And now Nathan Harrison is an Aussie sandwich in between Joseph Mawson 2nd and Pierce Lehane 4th. Sorry, Pierce Lehane has gone past Nathan Harrison. He's not in the sandwich. He's succumbed, if you will. Oh, and desperate driving there by the Aussie driver, which I think was Joseph Mawson. Yes, it was. Fair little bit of blocking there, but hey, that's the way it goes. This is the start of lap 6. Ukyo Sasahara leads from Joseph Mawson and Pierce Lehane. Nathan Harrison 4th. Jordi van Moorsel 5th. And 5th goes to 4th. 4th goes to 3rd. Nathan Harrison back into 3rd place. It wasn't 5th to 4th. It was Nathan Harrison going back into 3rd place. That would be at the expense of one of the other Aussies, which is Pierce Lehane. The world champion at this level is Jordi van Moorsel. He's running 5th. James Singleton of Wales is 6th. Philip Morin from down grid is up to 7th. Koos Specken from the last chance race yesterday is in the top 10 in 8th place on lap 6. And Nirai Fukuzuma, who started way down in the grid, also up in the top 10 at 9th. Finn Koyman running 10th. The lady in the race, Francesca Cosaglia, she's in 28th place in kart number 124. Coming up then to the start of lap 7, Ukyo Sasahara has a lead of 7/10 of a second over Joseph Mawson. Nathan Harrison of the United Kingdom in 3rd place. Once again, our television producer Michael Scott Wright staying with the really close battle. Ukyo Sasahara, not for 1 minute is our television producer or myself as commentator saying that Ukyo Sasahara has gone and won this, but we will stay with this battle. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, excuse me. Nathan Harrison leading this group in front of Pierce Lehane, James Singleton, the middle one, Jordi van Moorsel, the current champion, in 6th overall. There's the two in front that you see. Ukyo Sasahara in his lead. And here's another move, and this looks a potential move by Piers Lehane. He's taken them both out, and as a result of that, he doesn't gain a place, but Nathan Harrison loses a couple of places. So, hey, that's racing. It can be very, very tough, can't it? Tell me how tough racing is if you're Tadasuke Makino, having started this race on pole position and have somebody drive virtually over you. It's a very, very hard, cruel sport at times, but that's the way it is. Francesca Casaglia, incidentally, running in 28th place, last but one of the drivers on circuit, only Michael Stewart behind her. Ukyo Sasahara and Joseph Mawson are not in shot. They're 1 and 2. James Singleton of Wales has moved himself into 3rd place. James Singleton, who had his 16th birthday at the start of this competition. If you know the country, the Principality of Wales, it's in the north of the country where he lives. Oh, and again, that looks a little bit hairy to say the least. And Piers Lehane finding Jordi van Moorsel and James Singleton a little bit of a handful. I think it was, well, that would have been Nathan Harrison's attempt. Jordi van Moorsel going past and trying to come through. Piers Lehane losing out and dropping to 7th place. So Piers Lehane now 7th as a result of that move. Philip Morin 6th, Nathan Harrison 5th, Jordi van Moorsel 4th, James Singleton 3, and away from this scrapping group, just in front of them, Joseph Mawson of Australia is 2nd, and Ukyo Sasahara of Japan leads. And once again, the resilience of these drivers, that looked like Philip Morin coming back, or possibly taking the place off Nathan Harrison. Didn't see that too clearly, so let me not call that with total conviction. This is the end of lap 9, or very, very close to the end of lap 9. So when the gantry comes into view, there it is. This is the half race distance. 9 laps gone, 9 to go. 9 down, 9 to go. And at the half race distance, Ukyo Sasahara leads Joseph Mawson by 1.5 seconds. Then a gap through to the Welshman, James Singleton 3rd, Jordi van Moorsel 4th, Nathan Harrison, the Englishman 5th, Philip Morin 6th, Mirai Fukuzumi of Japan 7, Koos Becken Holland 8, Finn Koiman Holland 9, and Kairo Kivi of Estonia 10th. We move into the second half of the race here at Allain Raceway. That's Nathan Harrison that you see in shot there, being hotly pursued by Philip Morin. Philip Morin, who was very, very successful in the Rotax Euro Challenge this year, as indeed was Nathan Harrison, just that Ukyo Sasahara rather eclipsed everybody. Coming round to the end of lap 10 and the start of lap 11. Underneath the gantry. Well, we actually missed the gantry shot on this lap, but not to worry, I can confirm that Ukyo Sasahara and Joseph Mawson went through 1 and 2. James Singleton 3rd, Jordi van Moorsel 4th, Nathan Harrison 5th. And in shot now, I think that is Ukyo Sasahara, our race leader. It's a decent looking lead, isn't it, on Joseph Mawson. 3rd place driver James Singleton. James Singleton racing on a British licence, as all of the Brits do, but he's a Welshman, not an Englishman. Behind James Singleton, Jordi van Moorsel, the Dutchman who won the world title at Rotax junior level last year at La Conca, Italy. As we near the end of lap 11. Ukyo Sasahara in shot, sets off on lap 12. His lead is 1.6 seconds over Joseph Mawson. 8 laps remaining in this junior final, and Ukyo Sasahara with 1.6 seconds lead is comfortable. Pleased that we're staying with Ukyo for a moment or two, because when we're watching those close dices, we can perhaps do scant justice to the former champions and the perhaps champions to be. I'm not taking anything for granted here. Look at Ukyo's style, it's very busy, isn't it? He dips his head. This is the straight leading down to hairpin at number 8, just to the top of your picture, 200 metres away. is a different country. That is Oman, just over from there. This is the home straight here at Al Ain Raceway in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Ukyo often dips his head and immediately undips it, and I sometimes wonder just how much advantage that gives him. His lead over Joseph Mawson has been increased to 1.9 seconds. So there's Joseph Mawson coming in shot. Joseph Mawson had a fabulous domestic season, and here's the really good scrap. This is Jordi van Moorsel having got in front of James Singleton. So the reigning champion at this level now running third, and the former champion at this level running in the lead. James Singleton in the white race suit, fighting back, trying to get, well, if we were to assume, and I'm certainly not, there's plenty of race distance to go, but if the first two stay as they are, and there they are, you see them well in front, this would be the scrap for the last podium place. Jordi van Moorsel third, James Singleton fourth, and these are the two in shot, coming round Marshall Point 8, turning right onto the home straight, and this will be at the end of lap 12. Excuse me, it'll be the end of lap 13, the start of lap 14. So 5 laps to go. Jordi van Moorsel on the left of your screen is in third place, being pursued by James Singleton. The two drivers behind them are Nathan Harrison of England and Nirai Fukuzumi of Japan. So 2 Japanese in the top 6, 2 British drivers in the top 6. Jordi van Moorsel, the driver, in shot on screen, in third place, being pursued by James Singleton. 1 kart length between them, our television pictures would suggest. Oh, and there looks like a move. Oh, that was a little bit ambitious, to say the least. That was Jordi van Moorsel, sorry, that was Nathan Harrison and James Singleton. No, it wasn't, it was Nirai Fukuzumi and Nathan Harrison. Well, we can gloss over it because nothing came of it, but momentarily that looked rather ugly in terms of a potential clatter. Sasahara, Mawson, Van Moorsel are the 1, 2 and 3. James Singleton remains fourth, the Welshman in front of the Englishman Nathan Harrison. Nirai Fukuzumi remains sixth, Finn Koyman of Holland seventh, another Dutchman Koos Specken eighth, Philip Morin of Sweden ninth, and Cairo Kivi of Estonia now running 10th. Piers Lehane of Australia came into this event strongly fancied, is outside of the top 10 at the moment, running 12th. Jesse Lazar from Canada, starting on the second last row, is up to 18. That's a good drive. Francesco Casaglia of Ecuador has gained a few places. She's up from 28th to 24. Well, and James Singleton making a move on Jordi van Moorsel and executes. James Singleton goes back into third place. The Welshman getting past the Dutchman at the end of lap 14, at the end of lap 15 even. Well, this is where the mileage is in the close racing, isn't it? You're looking on screen now at third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Third at the moment is James Singleton. Fourth is Jordi van Moorsel. Fifth is Nathan Harrison, and our slow motion replay on the Kart Racing Network shows that a nice tow, a nice draft by James Singleton, and you would have to say that there was nothing that Jordi van Moorsel could do to defend that. Beautifully executed by James Singleton. He holds on to that lead, and that looks now as if... Has Nathan Harrison gone past? No, I don't think he has. On screen now, we're looking at Marshall Point 8, the hairpin where lots of things happen here at Al Ain Raceway. Ukyo Sasahara coming through. Ooh, and that was, let me see, that would have been Fukuzumi. Fukuzumi gaining a place, the Japanese driver. This is the start of lap 17, so 2 to go. Sasahara leads, Mawson second, Singleton third, Jordi van Moorsel fourth, Fukuzumi now fifth at the expense of Nathan Harrison, who drops to sixth. 1 3/4 laps remaining. This is the battle for the final podium place, assuming that Sasahara goes on to win and that Mawson follows him home. They are pretty clear, 2.5 seconds in favour of Sasahara and 9/10 of a second between Mawson and this chasing pack. In the light coloured racing suit is James Singleton from the United Kingdom. Said several times, is the only British driver here who is not from England. He is from Wales. And Fukuzumi certainly puts himself about. The light-coloured racing suit you see there is Fukuzumi trying to get past Jordi van Moorsel, the reigning champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go in the junior final at the Rotax Grand Finals 2011. Sasahara bidding to regain the title he won in 2009. Joseph Mawson desperately hoping that the Japanese driver in front of him will have some sort of misfortune. And James Singleton clinging on to that final podium place as we speak. Jordi van Moorsel, the reigning champion, looking as if he's only the reigning champion for perhaps another 30 seconds. He's not going to win it from here. Ukyo Sasahara coming down to Marshall Point 8 with a big lead. The Japanese driver who gets very emotional when we talk about the earthquake and tsunami in Japan. He's going to take the checkered flag. The junior final is going to be won by Ukyo Sasahara. He wins it. In second place, Joseph Mawson. Third is James Singleton. Fourth is last year's winner, Jordi van Moorsel. Fifth is Nirai Fukuzumi. Sixth is Nathan Harrison. Seventh is Finn Koyman. Eighth is Koos Specken. Ninth is Cairo Kiwi. And completing the top 10 is Philippe Morin. The lady in the race, well, she gained some respect in the end, getting up from 28th to 23rd. But it's not really about the lady, it's about the champion. Ukyo Sasahara, the 2011 Rotax Junior Champion. Joseph Mawson of Australia, the vice champion, and James Singleton from Wales in the United Kingdom, the third step of the podium. And Joseph Mawson will be disappointed to be in second place, but as a result of that that second place by Joseph Mawson, Australia overtake Canada in the Nations Cup competition. So Ukyo Sasahara just coming into the pit lane, feeling pretty good. He's the European champion at this level, the RGMMC promoted Rotax Euro Challenge, and I repeat again, that 4-round series was won by Ukyo Sasahara with maximum points in the first 3 rounds. Didn't even have to go to the last round, although he did choose to go to the last round. And now he regains his title and takes the applause of his fans. Well done, Ukyo Sasahara.